Ryan to backpack with $10,000, day 64. And today we're going to ride 2 hours to go look at some tunnels that were used in the Vietnam War. Got my bike and my phone holder, and now we're going off to get some breakfast. Now there wasn't a whole lot of options for breakfast in Vietnam that I kind of was interested in, so I went for Macca's. I'm sorry. But it did taste a lot different. This was like a spicy sausage egg McMuffin with a hash brown in it. It was nice. Got some deodorant, and also, can someone explain to me why the security tag is on the sunscreen? It's only like $3, which is kind of confusing. Anyway, got some fuel, and then got some more air in my tyre before heading off. Now, obviously, I didn't film anything getting out of the city, because getting out of the city is a nightmare. Here's the view from like the nice country roads, where there's not really anyone around. Now on the way, I got this balm. Yeah, so I was eating it, and then I'm like, what sort of meat is this? And then she told me it's grilled fish. And then I looked at the river behind me where the river was probably caught from, and then I stopped eating it because the river was really not good. And anyway, we'll see if I get food poisoning. I got a tour for this place was about $30. Get to the bus stand and the bus back. So I rode there on my motorbike. It cost me less than $4. The ticket was about $7. And then when I was walking through the tunnels, there was like a tour group in front of me that were just always in front of me, and I was kind of just listening to them as I was going along. So yeah, free tour, I guess. These tunnels were super cool, and everything was pretty barbaric back then. Like, if you have claustrophobia, I recommend not going in these. These are ones they used to hide in and then pop out and shoot people. I think, anyway, I might be wrong on that one. The whole Vietnam guerrilla warfare thing is so insane. Like, they were legit just doing anything they could to kill in the most horrific ways possible. I mean, they didn't really have much of a choice, I guess. I don't know, the whole history of it's pretty fucked. Anyway, if you got to this part of the video, you don't know who I am or what I'm doing, I'm currently backpacking as far as I can with $10,000, and I'm in Vietnam. I just bought a motorbike, and I'm gonna travel up the coast as far as I can go. So what do you follow along? These traps are pretty fucked. Like, have barbs them, so when you put your leg into them, and you can't get it back out. Pretty nasty stuff. Now I'm gonna ride the 2 hours back, and it's this stage of the day, it's fucking hot. So I fueled the bike, and then fueled me, and now I'm going to continue on. So when I was riding back, the gears were like slipping a little bit. Like, I didn't feel comfortable with it. So I took it to the mechanics, I started pulling shit apart. And basically the third gear was a little bit stripped. So I figured it's probably best to get it fixed now before I head for my trip. It's going to cost about $100, which is not great, but not the end of the world really. So now I'm going to go off to get some Western food. So I'm going for pizza. Again, don't judge me. I was going to just get one pizza, but she said it was a 2-for-1 deal. So I guess I got 2 pizzas and some chips. And I guess it's breakfast for tomorrow and maybe even lunch. Cost like $16, so not bad. I'll see you tomorrow, guys. Thanks for watching. Trying to backpack with $10,000, day 65. Today's our last day in Ho Chi Minh City. We're going to end this leg of our trip with going to the War Remnants Museum. But first, we're going to get a coffee and then get a Grab bike. Grab's pretty much like the Uber of Vietnam. It's mostly motorbikes and it's super, super cheap. From the hostel to the museum is a 10-minute ride, and it cost me less than $1.50. Now, after the museum, I'm going to go pick up my motorbike from getting fixed. We can head off on the big trip up the coast of Vietnam tomorrow. I'm very excited for that. As much as I love this city, it's very busy, very hectic, and I can't wait to get to the countryside. So this museum was pretty full on. Like, reading all these stories was pretty horrific, and it's definitely an eye-opener seeing it from a point of view that wasn't Western. There's a part of this museum called War Crimes, and it's hard to read and look at the photos. If you're ever in this part of the world, I recommend go and check it out. Alright, now that part's done. It's going to go pick up my bike now. Hopefully it's fixed. So basically what happened to it, the second gear wasn't really engaging properly, so I figured it was best to go get it checked out now rather than go on my trip. I got there, took it for a spin, and it still wasn't quite right. They're going to try it again for no extra cost, and hopefully tomorrow it's ready for the trip. I wanted to leave early in the morning, so I might have to leave in the afternoon instead. Not the end of the world, just hopefully it works out. After that, me and my friend Jesse wanted to go out check out this restaurant that we got recommended by, and second to none, it was amazing. The best food I've had in Vietnam so far. He messed up with the ordering, actually ordered 2 meals instead of 1, so he's a hungry boy tonight. And this little restaurant is at the front of a mechanic, so basically when they close at the mechanics at night time, they turn into a restaurant. It's pretty crazy, but it's Vietnam. Alright, now we're going to go out for a couple of drinks, nothing crazy, but this bar I know down the road here, they sell beers for about $1.15, I think it was. Yeah, we had 4 beers for like under $5. Enough. Now this part here, we had to get up and move really quickly, so they had to throw the tables back onto like their property. So apparently it's legal to have chairs on the road. After that, we went to watch some live music at this other bar before calling it a night. Thanks for watching, guys. See you tomorrow. Trying to backpack with $10,000, day 66. Today I'm very excited to leave Ho Chi Minh and head up the coast on the motorbike. I mean, if it's fixed, so hopefully. But first I'd get a coffee and then go track down my bank card I left at an ATM, and against all the odds, it was actually still there. Someone's definitely looking out for me. Alright, so I got to the bike shop, and yeah, all was well. Took a test ride to make sure everything was changing properly, and yeah, we're all good. What's the plan now? We're heading from Ho Chi Minh all the way up to the Han Giang Loop. It's over thousands of kilometers, and my motorbike goes 50 kilometers an hour, so it's gonna be a long ride. Also, that's Jesse. He's also bought a motorbike, and is going to the coast as well. So we're gonna ride together for a bit. You'll see a lot of him. So we didn't film too much getting out of the city, because getting out of the city is pretty crazy, and you need all your concentration to, not die. So about an hour and a half into the ride, we decided to go get a coffee and then just relax for a bit before getting into the more peaceful part of the route. The whole ride's going to take us about 5 hours, maybe 6, depending on how we go. But yeah, some of the countryside's absolutely stunning, and we decided to go all the back roads to see all the little towns and everything like that. So we both wanted to see all the less touristy parts. So our first stop is Vantau, which is basically just the first little town on the coast. And from there, every part of the trip will probably be about 3 to 4 hours of riding a day. Not every day, because riding a motorbike is kind of tiring. But yeah, we both don't like playing too much and like going with the flow, so it's going to work out pretty well, I think. So we made it there about 6 o'clock just before dark, and then we're going to get some dinner and then have a pretty early night because we're both pretty wrecked and we want to go explore tomorrow. We just walked around, bumped into some locals, and went out for dinner with them. This stuff was super nice, but it wasn't quite that filling, so we went to the next place and had some beef and these little spring roll wraps. Very, very nice. Then after eating until our hearts were content, we went and grabbed a beer and then strolled around town for a bit. But we're both pretty tired, so we want to have an early night. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I'm looking forward to the rest of this trip, and I hope you come with me. Trying to backpack with $10,000 day 67. Now today we're getting back on the bikes and heading from Vantau up to Monet. It's approximately about 150 kilometers, so it will take us about 4 to 5 hours. But before that, we're going to some breakfast and go explore this town for a little bit. So this morning we noticed there was a big Jesus statue up in the hills, so we figured we'd go right up there and then go for a little hike up to the top. Now I just want to tell you how important it is to make friends with people that are in your room's hostels. So Jesse was in my room and we got chatting, and then we both figured out we were going the same way, doing the same thing. He just bought a motorbike, I just bought a motorbike, so we figured we'd go travel together for a while. So often these days, you'll come into a hostel room and there'll be no one talking and no one really communicating, everyone's on their phones. I'm always a big supporter, a big believer of talking to everyone around you and finding out what they're doing, and you never know what could happen. Sometimes you might be able to travel with some friends. Other times you get some good recommendations of places to go. Communication is key and it's a big part of backpacking. Enough of me rambling on. So we're on the way there, we decided to go the backcountry roads and sort of get to little towns. When we were riding, we noticed there was a little like jetty over this little lagoon. So we figured we'd stop and go check it out. I don't know about you, but me personally, I didn't think Vietnam had nice beaches. I thought it was just cities that like Ho Chi Minh where it was just always dirty. So when we were riding through, we rode through this city and it was completely abandoned. All new buildings, everything brand new, and no one around at all. Like, it was clear it was built for tourism, but there's just no tourists there. Maybe it was because of COVID, maybe it's just not getting any attention. Either way, it was pretty eerie. So at this stage, the sun's starting to come down, we have maybe like 2 hours of riding left, and we're both pretty sore, so I didn't really film too much. But anyway, got to the hostel at about 7 o'clock, went and had a shower, and then went straight for dinner because we were starving. Jesse got a real meal, and I got fish and chips because I'm a child. Across the street, we noticed this guy making ice cream, so after dinner, we decided to go get some ice cream and then call it a very early night. Anyway, guys, that's all we have time for. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. But till then,